Whether your goal is to improve your fitness prior to the start of the season or during the season, cardiovascular training must be an important part of your program. But first, before we go into the specifics of cardiovascular training, let's look at what our goal is in terms of dragon boat racing. Muscles produce force for paddling. For the shorter, more explosive sprints, you need to use fast twitch fibers. The longer distance racing or training demands that you use the slower twitch muscle fibers. Your muscles will adapt to the training that you do. Prolonged exercise bouts will result in adaptations to increase the blood supply to the muscles so that you can tolerate more prolonged exercise bouts. The downside is that the same muscle with now more enhanced blood supply will produce less force. Your muscles require carbohydrate and fat as fuel, and if the energy is not required quickly, your muscle will use oxygen to get more energy out of the carbohydrate and fat. In order to provide carbohydrate, fat, and oxygen to your muscles, you want a large number of capillaries in the muscles so that you can provide a lot of blood to the muscles. You can use a rower to enhance your upper body muscle capillarization, although the rower uses more legs, or you can attach a paddle to your rower to get a more specific dragon boat training session. Upper body cardiovascular training from paddling may not be demanding enough to improve the strength of your heart or efficiency of your lung, which is necessary to provide increased blood supply to your capillaries in your muscles. Also important in your early season or pre-season training is your strength training. You want to increase your ability to produce force during the paddling stroke. One of the problems you face is that the physiological adaptations that come from cardiovascular training are often in conflict with the physiological adaptation that resistance training or strength training produces. Strength training acts to reduce capillary density, which is what you're trying to improve through cardiovascular fitness. Whilst doing strength training for your upper body, you could use your lower body in cardiovascular training to improve the strength of your heart and the efficiency of your lungs. So in a carefully prepared training program, you may want to do your intensive overloading of your upper body with your strength training, whilst doing your lower body cardiovascular training to improve your heart-lung package. And at other times, then allocating time for intensive upper body cardiovascular training using various exercise machines or paddling, and at the same time reducing the intensive resistance training for your upper body. Don't forget, you want to time your subsequent exercise bout when you've recovered from the previous exercise bout, and you'll need to manage the different times it takes to recover from each exercise modality accordingly.